The afternoon sun slanted through the dusty windows of Willowbrook High, casting long golden bars across the worn linoleum floor. Harold Benton moved down the corridor with his mop in hand, each step slow but deliberate, the soft swish of water and soap marking the rhythm of his life's work. At 68, his knees complained and his back twinged, but he took quiet pride in every shining surface and polished doorknob. Knowing he'd cared for this building longer than most of its teachers had been alive, he remembered the kids from years past, faces now grown and scattered into the world, many of whom had once stopped to chat, shared their troubles, or sneak him a piece of candy as thanks for fixing a squeaky locker or rescuing a lost textbook. That warmth was what kept him coming back, rain or shine. But that day, the principal's voice summoned him over the loudspeaker, cutting through the hum of fluorescent lights. Inside the office, Principal Rowan's eyes flickered with something, between discomfort and guilt. "Harold," he began, "I'm afraid the school board has made a decision. Due to budget restructuring, we're replacing your position with an external cleaning service." The words landed like a stone in Harold's chest. He stared at the man, searching for the right response, but only managed a quiet, "Sir, this school's been my life." Rowan looked away, murmuring something about policy and efficiency, but the meaning was already clear. 32 years of service were being erased with a line on a spreadsheet. By evening, Harold's battered, red toolbox sat by the front doors, waiting to be carried home. He took one last walk through the empty halls, his hand brushing against the cool metal of the lockers, lingering at the trophy case where decades of victories gleamed beneath glass. He could almost hear the echoes of laughter, the squeak of sneakers on gym floors, the chatter in the cafeteria. In the janitor's closet, he hung his keys on their hook, the familiar jingle sounding final and hollow. Outside, the air was crisp, and the fading sunlight turned the school's brick walls a deep, somber red. Harold stood there for a moment, looking up at the building that had been his second home, then turned away, the echo of the closing door following him down the empty street. The next morning, the air above Willowbrook High pulsed with a deep, rhythmic thumping, a sound so alien to the sleepy town that students and teachers alike froze in place. Heads turned toward the football field as a sleek black helicopter descended, the blades slicing through the early light and kicking up spirals of dust across the grass. The schoolyard erupted with shouts and gasps, phones whipping out to record the spectacle. From the open cabin door stepped a tall man in a charcoal suit, his polished shoes untouched by the dirt beneath him, his mirrored sunglasses flashing in the sun. He moved with the unhurried confidence of someone who owned not just his wealth, but the moment itself. Whispers raced through the crowd as that, Daniel Cross, the name carrying a strange mixture of disbelief and awe. Years ago, Daniel had been just another awkward teenager in these halls, a boy who wore hand-me-down clothes and got picked on for bringing homemade lunches. Few noticed him back then, except Harold Benton. Harold had fixed Daniel's jammed locker one rainy afternoon, and instead of brushing him off, had listened to the boy talk about his dreams of building things that could change the world. Harold had encouraged him when nobody else cared, offering the simple but life-changing words, "You've got more in you than you think." Now, Daniel strode straight into the main hallway, flanked by two security men, his voice calm but firm as he addressed the principal. "Where's Harold Benton?" Principal Rowan's jaw tightened. "Mr. Benton no longer works here." Daniel cut him off, his tone sharp. "I know what happened, and I'm here to fix it." Just then, Harold appeared at the doorway, his old toolbox in hand, having returned only to pick up a forgotten wrench. His eyes widened at the sight of the billionaire he barely recognized. Daniel's face softened into a smile as he walked over and gripped Harold's shoulder. "You kept this place standing, and you kept me standing when I was just a kid with no direction. I'm donating a new science wing, a library renovation, and funding every extracurricular program you cut." And Harold Benton, Daniel turned toward the gathered crowd, is coming back as facilities director, with triple his salary. The hallway erupted in cheers, students clapping and whistling as Harold blinked hard against the sting in his eyes. For the first time in a long while, he felt seen not as a janitor, but as a man who had made a difference.